Today was the coolest early May bank holiday on record. Today is going to be another cool day with sunshine and also some heavy showers and the wind slowly easing a little bit. I'll have all the details later in the programme. Certainly yesterday wasn't. Yesterday was the coldest early May bank holiday on record. Records go back to 1978. The top temperature, this is, in London and Essex reached 14 degrees. So that is disappointing for this stage in May. But with all the cloud, the rain and the wind, it also meant that last night, nowhere in the UK had a frost. And it's the first time we haven't had a frost overnight since the 29th of March. Now, today's going to be another cool day. It's still going to be windy. The wind's slowly easing a touch as we go through the day, and it's also going to be fairly showery, some of the showers merging to get some longer spells of rain. This is the low pressure that brought the wind and the rain yesterday. Still windy today, as you can tell from the isobars. Overnight, we had a gust of wind 93 miles an hour around the Needles, but still windy across parts of the east, especially the southeast and around the coasts of Wales and also the coast of southern England. Now you can see where we've got the showers. Some of them may line up across northwest England, heading down towards East Anglia through the day with hail, with thunder and wintry on the tops of the hills. But you can see too the kind of wind gusts that we're looking at. So although the wind will ease a little bit compared to yesterday, it still is going to be a noticeably windy day. And as a result, no heat wave on the cards. Temperatures below average for the time of year, looking at 7s and 8s in the north, 10s and 13s as we come that bit further south. Now, through this evening and overnight, here's our line of more organised showers sinking steadily southwards. We could see some transient snow on the peaks, for example, Peak District as we go through the night. Further wintry showers in the tops of the mountains across the north of Scotland. And once again, we see a return to frost, particularly in the north, but locally we might see some spots a little bit further south as well. I'll have a longer weather forecast in about half an hour.
I love that.
Well, first of all, we start with the rain yesterday. Capel Cirrigh, which is quite high in North Wales, had 63 millimetres of rain in the last 24 hours. That's very close to 2.5 inches. And it's also almost half of the May average rainfall. So that gives you an idea of how much rain there was. Now, the top temperature yesterday in the UK was in London and also parts of Essex. We hit 14 degrees, making it the coldest early May bank holiday on record, and records go back to 1978. Today there's no heat wave in prospect. Another cool day, windy and showery. Some of the showers will be heavy with hail and thunder, and on higher ground they'll also be wintry. Now, this is the low pressure that's brought all this inclement weather, continuing to pull away today onto the near continent. But look at all those isobars. It's still going to be a windy day, just not quite as windy as yesterday. And you can see the blue hues across the land. So once again, indicating that it is going to be a cool day. So still windy, particularly in the east, particularly around the coast of Wales and southern England. But even inland, we're still looking at strong gusts. Even though the wind will ease a touch through the day ahead, we're looking at a little bit of sunshine, bright spells and a lot of showers. Some of the showers will be heavy and thundery with some hail. And although it won't be quite as windy as yesterday, it still is going to be a windy day. I'll have all the details coming up. Absolutely rightly. When I was driving in this morning, there were lots of small branches on the road. So if you're out and about early, do take extra care. But you can see the sky in this picture from our weather watcher in Solihull. There's a lot of cloud and a little bit of sunshine. And that really is what we're looking at today. Quite a cloudy day with some sunshine. Still pretty windy, although the winds will be a little bit lighter than yesterday. And it is going to feel cool. Now, this is what's happened in the early hours. You can see all the showers. Some of them have been wintry, mostly on the tops of the mountains across northern England and also Scotland. And we continue with this as we go through the course of the morning. Still windy as well. There will be some brightness, but as I mentioned, a lot of cloud. And in the showers, well, they could be heavy, thundery with some hail. We've seen some thunder and lightning around Inverness already this morning, and wintry in the tops of the mountains. And it's that same combination for Northern Ireland and Northern England. Maybe a little bit of wintriness on the hills of North Wales as well. The brightest skies will be across South Wales and Southwest England. So another windy day today, not quite as windy as yesterday, but you will notice it. Limited sunshine a little bit of it and a lot of cloud, and some of those showers merging to give longer spells of rain. These are the kind of wind gust strengths you can expect. So even through the afternoon, it still is going to be windy, and these are the temperatures: 7 in the north to 13 in the south, so still below average. Tonight again, it's going to be frosty, so don't be tempted into the garden. Well, you might not be anyway with this forecast, John and Lou.
Okay, good.
Well, yes, eventually. It's not going to be as wet as it was yesterday, John. Put it that way. Yesterday, Kirkwood, for example, had 63 millimetres of rain. That's almost 2.5 inches. And it's also almost half of the rainfall we'd expect for the whole of the month of May. That wasn't all, though. The top temperature yesterday was 14 degrees. Now, that was recorded in parts of London and parts of Essex, making it the coldest early May bank holiday on record. Records go back to 1978 and way below average for the time of year. Last early May bank holiday, the top temperature in the UK was 24.5 at Kew Gardens. So really quite different. Today we're looking at another showery day. Some of the showers will be heavy and thundery with hail, wintry and higher ground in the north, and going to feel cool once again. This is a culprit that brought all the wet and windy weather. We had a gust of 93 miles an hour in the Needles last night. It's pulling away, but look at all the isobars left in its wake, telling you it's still windy. And the wind coming from a chilly northwesterly direction right the way across the whole of the UK. So as well as the wind, we've got a lot of showers. Wintry on the hills in Scotland, for example, the tops of them this morning. The level's about 500 metres. Some of those showers merging across northwest England, the Midlands, into East Anglia through the course of the afternoon with hail and with thunder. And these black circles are telling you the kind of wind strength gusts we're looking at as we go through the course of the afternoon. So still pretty windy. There's some debris on the road this morning if you are out and about early. Temperatures at 7 to 13 degrees. They should be roughly 14 to about 17 degrees. Now, through this evening and overnight, you can see how the showers continue to sink southwards. They'll be wintry down to about 250 metres across parts of Scotland, but we'll also see some on the tops of the hills in Northern Ireland and also the Peak District. Under clear skies, once again, we're looking at some frost across Scotland and also Northern England. But elsewhere, where the cloud remains broken in rural areas, we could also see some pockets of frost locally. Tomorrow then, more sunshine than we're expecting today, but still quite a lot of showers. Still wintry in the hills in Scotland, Northern Ireland, and also parts of Wales. But you can also see not quite as windy as it's going to be today. Temperature 7 to 12 degrees, so still nothing to write home about. On Thursday, we see further showers. Again, some of those will be wintry in the tops of the hills in the north and northerly wind. And at the same time, we've got a little system scooting along the English Channel, bringing some rain with it. Temperatures, well, we're looking at 8 in the north to 12 in the south. But at least there'll be a wee bit more sunshine on offer. Lou and John.
Thank you.
Carol.
It's another cool day ahead with a lot of cloud, some sunshine and a lot of showers, some of which will be heavy and thundery with hail. And it's once again going to be windy. I'll have all the details coming up.
Morning.
Well, John, you say that, but there is some rain in the forecast, or showers at least, but there's also some brightness as well. Good morning, everybody. The forecast for today is a cool one, mind you. Still windy, and the showers likely to be heavy and thundery with hail in places. Wintry in the tops of the hills in the north. The brightest skies likely to be in the southwest and also South Wales. But you can see there's a plethora of showers around this morning, some of them merging to give some heavier downpours, but not particularly cold. There's only been 1 or 2 pockets of frost as the temperatures dropped further as we went through the latter part of the night. Still windy though, not just in the east, but wherever you are, you'll notice the gusty winds. And we'll see some lines of showers forming as we go through the afternoon. For example, northwest England, parts of the Midlands and into East Anglia. Now, as we look at the gusts, you can see what I'm talking about. 43 mile an hour gusts across, for example, Lossiemouth, 42 as we push down towards the London area. So still the chance you could see some debris lying around on the roads. Temperatures 6 to about 13, maybe 14 degrees. Through this evening and overnight, the showers continue to sink southwards. You can see a wee bit of wintriness in the Peak District around Shropshire, for example, and the snow level across Scotland coming down to between about 200 to 250 metres. And once again, with temperatures this low, we are looking at frost, particularly Scotland and Northern Ireland, but locally elsewhere, we could see the odd pocket as well. Lou and John.
OK. Carol, thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure. Good morning, everybody. Today, once again, it is going to be a cool day in Prospect. It's also going to be a showery one and still a windy one, although the wind's tending to ease a touch as we go through the day, but you most certainly will still notice them. Now, it's all courtesy of this area of low pressure moving away onto the near continent. The isobars behind tell their own story, that it is going to be windy. Last night, we had a gust of 93 miles an hour off the Needles, and it's coming from a northwesterly direction, so a cold direction for us. So all of us will feel that coolness. So as well as the wind, there are a lot of showers. Some of those in the tops of the Scottish mountains will be wintry. Some of them will merge to give longer spells of rain. For example, northwest England through parts of the Midlands into East Anglia. And some of them will have hail and thunder embedded in them as well. Now, these black circles represent the strength of the wind gusts. So as you can see, through the day, it still is going to be a windy day. It's also going to be a cool one. The temperature's below average for the time of year. We're looking at 6 to about 13 or 14 degrees. Normally, in the beginning of May, it would be roughly 14 in Edinburgh to roughly 17 in London. As we head on through the evening and overnight, our showers continue to push south. Some of them will be wintry over the tops of the Peak District, Shropshire, Northern Ireland Hills, and Scotland. The snow level will come down to about 200 to 250 metres. And in Scotland and also Northern England, we're looking at a widespread frost. But equally, where the cloud remains broken in some rural areas, we could see locally some pockets of frost as well. Tomorrow then dawns on a largely dry note, a lot of sunshine. There'll be more sunshine tomorrow than we're looking at today, and still a plethora of showers coming in on the northerly wind. Wintry in the hills from North Wales northwards, with temperatures 8 in the north to 12 degrees in the south. Now on Friday we've got a little system coming in from the southwest, and it looks like it's going to bring some rain at the moment just along some southern counties of England, the English Channel and the Channel Islands, but the position of that could change. For the rest of the UK, there'll be some sunshine, some bright spells and some showers. Still wintry on the hills, but not quite as windy as it's going to be today. Temperatures 9 in Newcastle, 12 in Cardiff. And as we head into Friday, we've got a little ridge of high pressure building across us, so things settled for a time. But look what's coming our way for the weekend. Another deep area of low pressure bringing wet and windy conditions with it. And the other thing is the wind direction's changing to more of a southwesterly, so that will help raise the temperatures. So as we head into the weekend, it remains unsettled. Again, we're looking at a mixture of sunshine and showers, or indeed some rain, gusty winds. But we could see a high, for example, in Cambridge of 19 on Sunday. Lou and John.
Well, Carol.